Coffee, big cup, and hello. Welcome to another episode of the Gilmore Way Podcast. This week, we're having a ton of fun just throwing all of the memes that we possibly can at you. Trust me when I say I have been spending the better part of my life, if not the past few years, just developing an entire backlog of GG memes, and we need to showcase them. So we thought, what better way to do so than on a podcast episode, just have a little bit of fun with it. We've broken them down into categories. Kate will elaborate more on that, but we just thought this would be really fun to, just revisit everything that we've had in storage, so to say, and make that the focus of this week's episode.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do this for a while, but with the way our schedule was going before, we haven't really had a ton of time until now. And if you've been watching previously in the last few weeks, we've been talking about how we're changing up our format a little bit, and our schedule is going to become a little looser, and we're going to go deeper and have like almost a mini series of topics, and we're going to be thematic only. So more on that to come in the coming weeks as we nail down that schedule. But for the meantime, one, your usual reminder, this is a Spoilers All podcast. This group of memes is all over the place. You never know what's going to be spoiled for you, so proceed at your own caution. Two, if you could quickly do all the YouTube-y things, like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, go follow us on social media. All of our accounts are linked below. It really does help us out, and we would be ever so grateful. But yeah, so this week we're just going to have a little bit of fun with the memes. Most of these came from Laura. Some of them came from me.
Yeah, but I do also want to say, I take no, credit in creating these memes. They were not created by me. They were not put together by me. I did not do any of the editing or composition of these memes. These are things that I've seen on the internet that I have screen grabbed from other creators. So if you are watching this and you see a meme here that you have created, kudos to you, but we are not trampling on what you've done. We are just bowing down to you, sir or madam, for putting more GG memes into the universe. But none of these were created by us.
I've never made a meme in my life. I don't even know how to do it. So yeah, totally cannot take credit for any of these. They're all brilliant. There are so many funny people, creators and regular fans alike who just make memes. And so we're just going to have some fun reacting to them. And some of them I think are actually going to maybe spur some fun conversations as well, because some of them are almost like interactive memes. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do that. But yes, so as I was organizing and putting together the slideshow for this one, I started noticing a few sort of groupings of things. So I organized them into loose categories. Again, it's not an exact science, but don't mock the scientificity of the process anyway. So our first category is I Heart GG. So just, random general love for our favorite show. General funnies. The next one is coffee, coffee, coffee. Pretty self-explanatory. The third will be A. The third will be la 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 la. Just just kind of all over the place, but just some of the ones that actually got me giggling audibly. The next one will be best crossovers. So when GG meets our other favorite fandoms. Category 5 is anvils.
You're welcome.
Category 6 will be culturally relevant, ? Relevant, irrelevant? Or they were relevant at the time that we grabbed them, and maybe the zeitgeist has passed, but they're still funny. The next after that will be, why would you say something so controversial yet so brave? And then the last one is it's just random character funnies. We may not get through them all. We have over 150. So we will see how far we make it. That's kind of why I left the character stuff for last. We could always probably find a way to incorporate them elsewhere. But they weren't as strong a single category. But I think the first several categories will be good fun.
Indeed. Oh, I'm ready for this.
All right. I think we need to go to this. And then that. Starting off. Yep, relatable.
Just a little bit. Ooh, oh.
Yeah, way overdid it on the Gilmore Girls obsession, but
we ain't mad.
No, this is why we do the podcast. What are you doing? Watching Gilmore Girls? No, I mean with your life. Watching Gilmore Girls.
And this podcast.
Again, this is why we have the podcast. She's 10, or she's a 10, but she says season 7 is her favorite season of Gilmore Girls, which automatically makes her a 5.
I don't even know if I would. 5 feels. I mean, maybe the 5 still exists because you're a Gilmore Girls fan, but yes.
Yeah, you're automatically like saying, hotter than a 5 if you like Gilmore, no matter what gender.
Yeah, that's like saying season 8 of Game of Thrones was just like top tier.
Oh, I know some people like that, and I have to give them a rude awakening. But yeah, season 7 is no one's favorite, and so if it is, it's a bit of a red flag. Yeah,
we'll talk about it more in depth in the future.
Yeah, I like this one. Poor Jess. Poor responsibilities in life.
But notice that they equate. Notice that they equate Jess with the responsibilities and not Logan.
Wrong. So what's Rory's role in this one?
Logan is the dismissal of responsibilities, and Rory is just all of us being like, what gives? But I'm just gonna say that. I think they portrayed our GG men appropriately in this meme.
Yeah, just getting left behind in the dust, just like my responsibilities, is absolutely, how it goes.
Team Jess.
Sorry, not sorry. I love this one. And it's so accurate.
Mm-hmm. In case, for whatever reason, these visuals are not popping up for you, Emily is a gaslighter. Lorelai is a girl boss, and Rory just gatekeeps.
Yeah. Just again, whoever did this one, whoever you are, you nailed it. Mm-hmm. It's extremely accurate. I think actually Richard is a little bit more of a gaslighter than Emily is, or maybe they're equal. But like, I feel like Richard sometimes flies under the radar with it, but like once you notice it, you're like, wow, Richard's incredibly emotionally manipulative.
That's food for thought. Hot damn. I'm going to go to bed tonight now just being like, who gaslights worse, Emily or Richard? And that'll be what keeps me up until 3 a.m.
I think Emily's a little more subtle in her manipulations of people's emotions and behaviors, whereas Richard will just flat out tell you something didn't happen or didn't happen the way you remember it. Like in Friday Night's All Right for Fighting. It's just very obviously gaslighting, whereas Emily's a little bit more like sneaky in trying to get you to come over to her side. I mean, they're both toxic and problematic behaviors, but like Emily's a little more adept and it's maybe less noticeable. I don't know.
Food for thought.
Like it's noticeable when you're looking for it, you're like, oh yeah, hello. But I think maybe that's why the show flew under the radar for so long in terms of just how messed up these family dynamics were.
Messed up family dynamics. Don't even get me started.
Yeah. Until the 2010s when we all started picking up therapy speak. But yeah, and Lorelai is the ultimate girl boss, I think.
Indeed.
I'm really excited to dig into that a little bit more when we talk about her character and just sort of like her self-conception as a self-made woman and entrepreneur and all of these things and how it may or may not align with reality.
I mean, but the glass ceiling is there and Lorelai Gilmore broke through it. So.
You mean the glass ceiling that is the bubble of Stars Hollow?
Yeah, exactly.
The dome that encases.
I was about to say, under the dome, Stars Hollow. Thank you, Stephen King.
Yeah.
We're done here. Yeah.
Aliens.
You know what? I want that, someone to write that now as like fanfic where it's just like Stephen King's Under the Dome was really Stars Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just die happy.
Yeah. And then of course Rory is a gatekeeper and just like clings to her status and her ideas of how things should be, including her own life, and keeps certain things and people out.
Don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
Thanks.
And the girl boss note.
Yes.
Lorelai naming her daughter after herself was, in fact, the biggest girl boss move on television to that point. There might have been girl bossier things to happen since, but Demerol, baby.
Demerol, but also like, I mean, you know, I don't want to get too in the weeds with it because this is an issue for like, you know, femininity and versus masculinity and why it's okay for like guys to do this and why it's such a societal norm. But it's like, my dad and my brother have the same name because my brother was named after my dad. Like, there it is, you know, but if I was named after my mother, it probably would have been like, excuse me? Like,
yeah.
You know, why is this? I mean, I'm glad we're, you know, taking note of it because like, okay, well, yeah, girl power, but I don't know why it's such a thing where it, you know, is highlighted so much as like, she did what? It's like, men do it all the time. What's the deal?
Yeah. She says her feminism really just kicked in. I mean, it's true. I've actually
drugs, baby.
I've been reading a book about the history of marriage, and it's it all comes down to inheritance and the sharing of resources and, you know, economic ties and all of these things, where, you know, the patrilineal line was more important. So name your kid after the more important parent, duh. Whereas obviously the show flips a lot of that on its head with a seemingly strong single mother raising her daughter and excluding everything and everyone else. So it makes absolute sense that she would name her daughter after herself. But, you know, usually with women, you see it a generation up or something, you know, you get named after a grandmother as opposed to a mom. But then again, sometimes that happens with men too. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think, you know, there are a lot of like people even naming their children after like, you know, aunts and uncles and saying like your middle name can be, or their middle name is like your first name, whatever. Again, that happened in my family as well. My brother just got all of the familial names and then it's like, hey, you over there, how about Laura? And I'm just like, okay, cool.
But I'm still super chill with you being named after your mom's favorite author. That's a pretty cool choice.
That's
I still like
badass.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for it. And she was indeed a phenomenal author. I've read all of her books and there are worse namesakes. So I have my name and I own it with pride.
My name just comes from the fact that like my brother and sister both have 4-letter names with Y's in them. And so my mom wanted to continue that. I don't know why that was her parameter. It just was. And so my name was the only one that my mom and dad could like agree upon. So it's just like super random. Here you go. It is what it is. And so my legal given name is Katy, to fit in that mold. And I often get asked, what's it short for? Nothing. Although my middle name does come from one of my paternal aunts. Again, super random. I'm like, why her? Like, not.
Yeah, no, again, but now that
like, why not her? But like, why
like,
her?
Yeah, no, but now that you say it, it just like, you know, not that I ever forgot about it, but like my middle name was based off of my father's name because
yeah, that makes sense.
I was the first child and, you know, female identifying over here. And my brother, when he came along, eventually got my father's name, but my mom, I guess, was just like, what can we do in the meantime? Let's settle her with a middle name that pays tribute to her father. So that's what ended up happening. But at least I got my own first name. So I don't know, small wins.
Yeah. Sure.
Anywho.
Me when I'm 80. Good one, Lorelai. Yep. It'll be us in a nursing home someday. Just still watching the show and arguing about who was the better boyfriend.
Yeah.
Although by then I probably will have shown you the ways and convinced you that it's Logan.
I don't know about that. I could see us existing in a nursing home where it's still just like the, you know, nurses and attendees are coming around and being like, what are they going on about today? And it's like, it's the just Logan thing. And they're just like, They just did
Again?
that 2 days ago. And it's like, don't they ever? Nope. Never stops.
You know, when your memory starts to go and you forget that you had the conversation, and so you just sort of like go in a circular loop, and it's just like, we've been here before. I recognize that tree.
Do you ladies want to come to bingo hour? I mean, yes, because we love bingo, but like, let us finish talking about this first.
Yeah, I really do love bingo. There was bingo at FanFest, and I was all about that. I didn't win anything. I like did not do well at all. I was close, but I loved it. It was fun.
Yep.
Amy Shereen Palladino writing the season 6 finale of Gilmore Girls to an audience full of boos. Yeah. Actually, like, a lot of people are pretty down on season 6. I still think it's a pretty strong season overall. It has its moments where it's just like, why are we here? But there's still a lot of really good stuff that still feels distinctly like the earlier seasons of Gilmore Girls.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't season 7.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
and even then, season 7, like, it's not to the standard of earlier seasons, but it's still better than a lot of other TV.
Indeed. Can't fault that.
Yeah.
Next up.
But also that was the season where contract negotiations broke down and they left. On quite a note, we shall add.
Was it a forward note that they brought back eventually, perhaps?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Anyhow. I love this one. Gilmore Girls, a summary. My communication skills, not so good.
Not so good. Yes, to everybody. I feel like I want to be Regis Philbin here and be like, communication skills. Who's the worst? A, Lorelai. B, Rory. C,
Emily. D,
Emily.
everyone.
Everybody. And it's like, it's that $100 question that you get like at the beginning of Millionaire where it's like, this is the giveaway. You cannot possibly get this wrong. The answer is D, everyone.
Yeah. These two in this meme are pretty bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have an adult conversation among them.
Also force each other into medical procedures that are not consensually also agreed upon. We've talked about it. We'll talk about it more in the future. But A, let's talk about it.
Yep, we'll get there. Oh my god. Speaking of Stephen King, that terrifying clown from It being like, Gilmore Girls is off, probably might get me. Despite the fact that it haunted my dreams as a child.
Okay, but here's a question for you. If Pennywise, let's revamp this meme just a little bit. If Pennywise was like, I've got Revival 2.0 on down here, do you crawl into the sewer?
At least I would die knowing what happens in the next revival. As long as he lets me watch it first.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna float down there, but you'll see the revival first.
I don't even know if I've seen the whole movie. I just remember, I think, seeing snippets of it when I was like 4, and it terrified me to my very core. And I had like weird dreams about it on and off throughout my childhood because of that. And so I don't actually know how scared to be. But it's a Stephen King thing, so I should be pretty scared. And,
I'm just going to say, if Pennywise is luring you into the sewer voluntarily or otherwise, you should be frightened.
Oh, I don't know. Don't ask me to make decisions like that from the comfort of my hobbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. One, because for all I know, I'm going to try to find a way to like shank Pennywise anyway and then crawl back
I was going to say, you could
out.
probably take him.
I'll just be like, come at me. And then Revival 2.0, and then I will crawl back out and hopefully be better off for it.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you want to read this one out, or do you want me to read this one out?
I'll read this one out. I'll probably have to like get a little bit closer though. I live in two worlds. One is a world of Gilmore Girls. I've been a resident of Amy Sherman Palladino's Stars Hollow, hunted the missing Easter eggs with Kirk, fought alongside Luke and Taylor, rode in a Jeep with Rory and Lorelai, committed absurdities with Logan Huntsberger, rode a sad train with Jess Mariano, and strolled down Soares and Boyle's alley. It's a rewarding world, but my second one is far less colorful. My second one is populated with characters slightly less eccentric, but supremely real, made of flesh and bone, full of love, who usually don't understand my Gilmore Girls references.
This is brilliant.
Just
flawless, no notes.
Applause to whoever made it. Yep.
My only thing might have been like committed absurdities with the Life and Death Brigade. But
yeah,
Logan Huntsberger also just committed a lot of absurdity, so I'm still cool with it. I'm just like, the LDB was even more absurd.
Yeah. But this chalks us up, and it's why we're here every Friday with you, so.
Yeah, this is so good. I can't. Yeah. Just reviewing the transcript of my past television watching, it's like not a lot of clubs. See, you're not very, into watching anything besides Gilmore Girls.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, we've dabbled in other things. You and I are both, Game of Thrones stans. We've got, caught up into other fictional universes. But at the end of the day, you got to go back to what's the comfort show at the end of the day. And this is it.
Yeah, it's true. I was having this conversation with Dan last night about how undiagnosed ADHD impacts my television watching proclivities. And I always hesitate to start new shows because it's either going to be like, I'm going to watch a couple episodes and drop it, even if I want to continue with it, just because I'll get onto something else, or will feel like I don't have the attention span for it. Or I will go so hard that I will binge the whole thing in too short a period of time to the neglect of all else. And so that's part of why I keep coming back to Gilmore Girls so often, because it's like, it's stimulating enough, obviously, because I watch it for analytical purposes now, but it's not so stimulating or novel that I can't achieve other things while also watching it and thinking about it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those shows where now that we've seen it as often as we have, like I can put it on while I'm folding laundry or doing dishes or other chores, and it actually motivates me to want to like get through that a little bit better, because like you have something going on in the background that's kind of like just like a comfort filter almost, where it's like I hate doing dishes, but at least I can do it knowing that I'm listening to the voices of Suki and Jackson in the background. And so it's just like, just get through what you got to get through.
Yeah, entirely. Tell me you're a Gilmore fan without saying you're a Gilmore Girls fan. Yep. My playlist looks a lot like this. I have a whole Stars Hollow playlist.
I'm pretty sure I've heard all of it at this point in time.
Multiple times. Yeah. I think I sent it to you through iTunes too.
Yeah. But that's just anytime you're in Connecticut, just throw it on. How can you not?
Yeah. Exactly. It's been a real boon on our road trips.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, relatable. All the shows I tell myself I'm going to keep, or I keep telling myself I'm going to watch, but it's like, nope, I can't see you. Just going to watch Gilmore Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This meme is so versatile too. I think there's another iteration of this later. So.
Oh, there is. I've seen it used extensively with, again, other AUs. So just brilliant. But yeah.
Yeah. And now we've switched over into our coffee segment. And this is extremely relatable. I need duct tape and a shovel.
I need coffee, and then a nap, and then a taco, and then the duct tape.
Yeah. All four of these moods can happen. One right after the other.
In any I was about to say in any given day, but you're right. Perhaps
Yeah.
even in like the span of like an hour.
In any permutation in any given day.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I ate breakfast.
Way to call me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do brekkie. It's just caffeine and then more caffeine and then more caffeine. And then it's like probably dinner time. And I'll consume actual food.
This is part of why we make good travel buddies, because neither of us is like a morning person who's like, I'm gonna get up and like make breakfast. Do you want ham and eggs and toast and hash browns? No. We're both just like, get me coffee, a very basic face of makeup, and then let's go.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, just come at me at 6 a.m. just being like early bird. I'll just be like, I'm gonna stab you.
Yeah.
Go to Starbucks.
I need a shovel and duct tape.
There it is. And if by water you mean H2O that's been heated, brewed, and filtered through ground coffee beans, then yes, I drink at least 8 glasses a day. We're having more right now.
Yep. It's probably not going to be good for my sleep schedule, which has already been screwed up this week by said reading of the book about the history of marriage. But YOLO. If you drank 42 cups of coffee in one sitting, the caffeine overdose would kill you. So 41 is the limit? Is that what you're saying?
I have not tested this theory yet, but if and when I do, and I'm sure that day will come, 41.
I'm picturing like a centurion, except it's cups of coffee. Or like a power hour. Oh man, you'd be so messed up, and your stomach lining would just be gone.
I feel like the stomach's gone. I also feel like the heart would be like beating out of my chest so hard that it's like I'm like borderline ready to stop on you. Which again, 41 is the limit.
Yeah, you'd be like a hummingbird at that point. Oh man.
No wonder Lorelai talked fast.
Yeah. The next cup of coffee will fix me. I'm worse now.
I'm worse now.
Again, just tag me next time. God. It's true. Like, you always think it's going to make you feel better, and then it takes so long to kick in that you're like, well, that was useless. And then you're up late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also you're just, it's like combining coffee and water. It's like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom every 10 minutes. Great.
Mm. Yeah, I think that would be the hardest bit of a centurion, would be not breaking the seal with a coffee situation. It's hard enough with beer, but like coffee, next level diuretic.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I love this one. This is an oldie but a goodie. Do you need a cup of coffee right now? Yeah, right this second.
Are you tired? Doesn't matter yes or no. The answer is still, you need coffee right this second.
The flowchart always leads to coffee.
As it should.
I really love coffee.
I mean, I've had a breakdown like that, so.
Yeah.
Well, damn if that's not goals.
Yeah, it's such an easy look to replicate that I'm surprised more people aren't like, is it Halloween and are you Luke Danes? the flannel and the backwards baseball cap. Can you get me a cup of coffee? And, scrambled eggs, toast, bacon, pancakes.
Oh my God. Now I want breakfast. I
always want breakfast. I have eggs and toast. I could make myself some breakfast after this.
Yeah, but what does that do for me?
It's only 8 p.m. That's fine. Yeah, it doesn't help you much. By the time you get here, it would be cold and rubbery.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't wait for you, so don't even pitch that. Ooh, cop or coffee connoisseur?
This is one of those crossover ones that we have come across, but I think that we're both here for. Billy Burke, my man.
I'm going with this one. I'm going with the heart emoji. And going. I've never seen Twilight, so what's his face? Swan can just Charlie Swan. What's his name?
Yeah, Charlie Swan.
Okay, yeah. I only know it from the zeitgeist. Like, I could care less. And the mustache gives me the creeps.
Yeah. I feel like I would just say like both, because like Billy Burke, like not Charlie, but just Billy as an actor. It's like just yes to Billy Burke. That's what I'll say.
Fair enough.
So
But as it as it pertains to Coffee Bro over here, damn it, Alex!
Damn it, Alex!
If you watched our grab bag episode, you'll understand that reference. And if you didn't, I don't know what to tell you. Go back and watch it. And this is the lol category. And I started off with some book ones because, of course, I just like to see you happy. Buy all the books you want. Yeah.
Not related to Gigi, but there is another meme that's out there in the just meme universe that's just like, boyfriend goals are just having him carry around your 20 bucks at Barnes & Noble while you're shopping for more.
Yeah.
And it's like, yep, that'll do it.
Yeah, it's like when Dean suggests, he's like, I can watch you browse on Amazon for 6 or 7 hours.
You will, sir.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or that time they went to that used book sale and she loses her bracelet.
Yep.
Yep. He's just sitting on the steps, patiently waiting for her to finish her shopping. And he's like, go look at the astronomy section. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Another book-related one. And this was me the last 2 nights where it's just like, this is fascinating. You can sleep when you're dead.
This is me from the time I was literally like 4 years old. And it's not even an exaggeration. Like, if you were to ever talk to my mother, she would come into my room and be like, Laura, you have kindergarten in the morning? Like, I see you underneath the covers with that book. And she would take my books from me. And like, I hated it because like, I just wanted to read. And so she would come back in like 10 minutes later and I'd have like another flashlight and another book. And she'd be like, stop it, you have school. And like, her way of grounding me was being like, you can't read for a week.
Oh, that's a tough punishment.
Yeah. So I feel this meme in my 5-year-old kindergarten Laura soul.
Yeah. I feel it in my 33-year-old professional bibliophile soul too. Yeah. Stop trying to make Copper Boom happen. It's not going to happen.
But I think it's catchy.
I do too, frankly. All I heard was copper and boom.
I mean, we have Copper Boom mugs, so obviously it is circulated out into the universe where it is, part of the general garb, so.
Yep, it's true. It's one of those iconic lines.
Yep.
Shut up, Rory. It is going to happen. It has already happened.
It's happened.
Yeah. No, I love this one. Oh. It's good to see that the deer is okay. A little banged up, but they'll pull through. Yeah. The Jeep, on the other hand, gonna need some work. But as
the deer had the right of way, so
yeah, she was stopped. The deer had the right of way. They just didn't go the right way.
Yeah.
But as a vegetarian who doesn't love the whole like hunting and trophies thing, I find this very funny.
Yeah, I'm here for this too.
Yeah. Where did this even come from? Like, what did you do? Did you face swap with Laura Lego? Or like, what happened here? Or did you flip her mouth and it almost looks like her eyes and mouth have just been like flipped upside down by a Photoshop. And I'm like,
I don't know. Why? I don't know who created this, but it's brilliant. And I feel like this is just like the reaction to Taylor Dosey face, like 24/7. So yeah, it tracks.
Yeah. Can a human make that face? I don't know.
You know what? I bet Lorelai could, if anybody. So.
Oh, clearly. Oh, I love this one.
He said the risotto was fine.
He's a poor, unfortunate soul now.
I need to go to his house and show him the error of his ways.
Yeah. And I'm taking Flotsam and Jetsam.
Oh boy.
Don't get oh my god, this was so me in my 20s. Like, I'll cop to it now. Yeah. Jumped ahead about 5 million steps in my brain.
I mean, I think we're all guilty of that. I can own up to it too. I've been here, there, whatever pretense you want to use. Yeah, you live, you learn.
Yeah. And now that I'm actually like engaged, I'm just like, big fancy wedding dresses don't even, and big weddings don't appeal to me anymore. I think it's just that idea of like marriage as a status symbol and relationships as like social validation, that it takes some time through your 20s to mature past that and realize that they're not as important as they've been made out to be, and you sort of like get over this phase. And when I think you're mature when you end up getting engaged or married, and like this isn't the vibe anymore, and you're just like, I would wear a potato sack, my friend. Like, I look good in rough spun jute. Like, brown is my color. Let's go.
Well, there's a visual.
Yeah. Point being, yeah.
But don't get married in a potato sack. It's all right.
No, I think I still will wear a white dress, but it's not going to be anything to this level. I don't have a Miss Celine in my life, so. Yeah. Bye, Loon.
Oh
amazing.
My gosh. Okay. What plate is that? Is that
Ohio?
Ohio. All right, Ohio. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Whoever you are, greetings, and one of us. Actually, the other day, I was waiting for the bus, and I saw a truck drive by with a license plate that just said coffee, and I was like, hello.
Yep, there it is.
If that guy didn't already have it, might have been my vanity plate, but too late now. I don't even drive, so this is just speculative.
Well, I'm going to need new plates in the not so distant future, so get thinking about it.
Yeah, it's true. This is just like, it's not even post-grad plans, it's just like post-work plans. Not even during work plans.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you can relate to, but this is pretty much a norm for me the past couple of weeks at work, just looking at my supervisor and my coworkers and just being like, so what are you doing tonight? And, HR appropriate will just be like, shots of water. And that's like code for like, you gonna go home and have a little bit of something? Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have HR, so I'm like, my boss is always like, you can drink at work if you want. Like, just be careful, be smart, I know you don't drive, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a pretty cushy system, I must say. Only prostitutes have 2 glasses of wine at lunch every single day. Speaking of going out.
Oh boy.
I think my ass is probably beyond as good as it's ever, like, it's past its prime.
I just feel like this is for me in my 30s, and I feel like maybe for you too, like the existential crisis thing is always there, but it's like, it's not even about like, do I need to go out or have a crisis? It's just like, I'm just tired.
How dare you ask me to do anything past 9 p.m.?
Like, I am ready to just like stare at the wall or the television for an hour and then lights out, or attempt lights out. But like, asking me to go out, like, and college me, like, or even like mid-20s me, like 11 p.m., you ask me to go out, I'm there. Now I'm just like, if I'm even awake to answer you.
Mm. Yeah. I was the
Yeah.
like close a bar down at 2 a.m. and go across the street to the place that was open till 4 kind of
Yep.
person in my like
Ooh, all
early to
day.
mid 20s. Yeah.
Mhm.
That, and then go to someone else's house to post game, you know?
Oh yeah.
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 That was rough. Those were rough times. My liver hurts just reminiscing about that.
Yeah. And now just, especially on a work night, I'm just like 10, it's like it'll be like 10:30 and I'll just be like, you want to do what? Like nope.
Nope.
Welcome to
Officially
grandma
closed for
hour.
business. Yeah. Way too relatable. Way too relatable. Like once I sit down, I get so aggravated with the thought. It's like, oh, I got up to get a glass of water, and instead of getting a glass of water, I did 5 other things and came and sat back down without water. Yeah. ADHD.
Yeah.
Another laundry meme.
Again,
too relatable.
just tag me. Just tag me.
Yeah. Issues with task completion, low energy and motivation to see tasks through to their natural end. Push them off the bridge. Nope,
Yeah.
it's not happening.
I do not have ADHD, but like I feel like sometimes I get to such a tipping point at the end of every night where it's like, you should still fold those remaining clothes, or you should, wipe down the counter. And it's like, I'm not saying like I'm a slob, like the furthest thing from it, but I feel like sometimes you just get so tired where your brain's like, we're shutting off and you can do that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets kicked off the bed.
Yeah. Totally.
And you're lucky if you have 10 seconds before you die.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Speaking of neurodivergence, I will make the school a living hell for you.
Well, you did your thing, society, and you did it well, unfortunately.
Yeah, school is not well set up for kids with neurodivergences, especially if you're twice exceptional. Like if you're quote unquote gifted and also have some kind of learning disability. Like I feel like sometimes like you can be gifted but have certain learning disabilities within that, or you can have autism or ADHD that makes certain routines or tasks way more difficult for you than for other kids. And it's like the constant feeling of like, I should be able to do this. Why can't I sit still? Why can't I pay attention to this? Why can't I finish stuff on time? Why do I always forget my lunch kit in my cubby? Like, school is just, I think now we're starting to understand how bad school is for kids who don't fit that mold of discipline and organization and all of that. So it's funny to look back on my childhood days and be like, oh, that's why I did that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before in our gifted students episode. So again, go back and watch that if you have not. But like, it just makes me think even more now, like you as someone who is neurodivergent, and me who is not, but like I was put into a gifted program as a middle school student, and just having like without choice, but just having to take on all of those extra curriculars because it's like, you do you gifted smart child. And I'm like, did I ask for this? I don't know. But yeah, it cannot be great.
Yep. Who's Claudia?
She's your...
On that note, we have this one. She was your father's grandmother or sister's girl. So to you, that would make her nothing. Oh, God. This is a good one.
Yeah. Just send it on the flow chart on your own time.
I don't know why grandmother is left blank when we do, in fact, know Trix's name, but okay. The rest of it is still on point. So
Mhm.
socially acceptable
Ooh.
ways to escape a horrible conversation. The middle of the Venn diagram. Oi, with the poodles already.
Need you say more? I don't think so.
No, I think it's like one of those foolproof things that will leave people scratching their heads if they don't know what you're talking about, and therefore they'll be so confused that they won't even notice what just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
perfect. Flawless. Oh, I love this one. Testing the waters with a new person you met, like universal healthcare. My pronouns are he, him, his. Climate change. Livable wage. Tax the rich. Pro-choice.
Gotta suss them out somehow.
Yeah. Perfect. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also love that scene in the show. Just the whole like practical joke on Logan was totally clutch.
I feel like it was Richard and Rory's moment equivalent to like Richard going and, whisking Lorelai away from the mall after she had had a rough day with her schoolmates. So 4 for you, Richard Gilmore. You go, Richard Gilmore.
Yeah. One of his better moments for sure. Logan had that coming. I was happy to see it. Oh my god, this one is oh man. Yeah. I'm sure that is what it feels like.
Yeah.
Realizing you're in the background of someone's Zoom, half dressed, and everyone can see you.
Or even just like that one instance of the guy who, I don't remember if it was a guy or a girl, but there was definitely something a few years back, like at the start of quarantine where everyone was working from home. And there was that one worker who went on Zoom while sitting on the toilet. And everyone was just like, your camera's on right now. And they're just like, oh.
Yeah, we can see you.
Completely pantsless, but good stuff.
Yeah. My favorite is when pets crash your Zoom. Like, wasn't it like a meteorologist reporting from home and his cat comes in and he's like holding him while doing the fucking weather? That didn't need an expletive, but it came out anyway.
Can that be the norm? Like, yeah. I will take a vested interest in meteorology if my weathermen are just like, here's a cute kitty.
Yeah. But the absolute winner of all Zoom fails was that lawyer who appeared in court with the cat filter on. And he's like, I assure you, I am not a cat. And he couldn't turn it off. That won the pandemic for me.
It did indeed.
Oh man, as someone who sat through many, many days of court as a court reporter, that hits for me. Yeah. So, oh, okay, this one's gonna take a little bit more like attention. Just sent this to Harvard. They gotta let me in now. Dear Harvard Admissions Committee, thank you for your interest in giving me a Harvard rejection letter. I have reviewed your letter and I am impressed with your rejection reasons and other suggestions. However, I have received many rejection letters this year. Therefore, after careful consideration, I have decided not to accept your rejection letter. Please understand that this is not a negative evaluation of your rejection letter, but rather a reflection of my unique choice criteria. Once again, I appreciate your courage to give me a rejection letter and wish you every success in your future rejecting. I'll see you on campus in August. Best wishes. This is Paris Geller written all over it.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
I reject your rejection.
I just want to know the outcome of this letter with the return reply, but
we need follow-up. If you're out there and you're watching, and we know you are, let us know how this
went for
you.
Let us know. Did you get in? Did they cave?
Did this work? I don't even know what my favorite episode of Gilmore Girls is necessarily, but I decided to put this in here anyway, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, if you have thoughts, if you're watching this, drop us a comment and poorly explain your favorite episode. I would have to, I mean, there are so many, like, I love that episode moments that come to the forefront. So I'd have to really think, like, what's my top tier of all time? And then I'd have to come up with like a comedic response. I don't know. Maybe a favorite moment from a favorite episode, considering that we're about to have a bunch of memes coming to the forefront about it, is just a family arguing over the displacement of metal materials.
Nice setup. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Lorelai figures out that football is a really long game, but that tailgating involves food and booze, and she's on board with this. And she thinks that they should do a ritual dance around a squirrel encased in concrete. And Richard's a douche, and Lorelai and Jason have a really awkward first date.
Brava.
Oh, and Paris kisses Asher.
Brava.
Paris
Brava.
makes the worst mistake of her life. Let's put it that way.
Brava.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. You read this one.
What fictional death from TV, movies, or literature makes you cry? I'll go first. When Lorelai got killed in the knife fight at the end of Gilmore. Spoilers. We warned you.
Yeah.
We warned you.
This is what happens when the showrunners leave and leave the show in the hands of other people, and things just go off the rails. And it's amazing.
Murdered in a knife fight.
Yeah, but it's amazing that she's back for the revival, because, you know, that's some seriously powerful dark magic. Like, someone has...
You know what? Go on.
Someone has, like, I don't know. What is the spell? Like, Revivify? It's like a 6th level wizard spell or something that, like, brings people back.
Maybe she just got bit by a vampire.
Yes.
Came back to life. Now she sparkles.
Yeah. Although it does specify killed in a knife fight. I don't know. I've been watching enough Buffy to know that vampires don't really fight with knives.
No, but like she could have gotten stabbed. You know, lone vampire comes along, just be like, bring her back. You know, vampire does their thing, and Lorelai's a centurion who's just never going to die anymore. Which is why Lauren Graham doesn't age. We figured it out.
Yeah. Puzzle solved. But again, just leave it to Lorelai Gilmore to be so charming, even in death, that a vampire looks at her and is just like, you can't die. I must give you the gift of eternal life so that we can be together.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Gilmore Girls are irresistible.
Outtakes we never saw.
Mythological creatures. I thought this one was funny. Just the whole like,
mm-hmm.
Did that happen? I don't think that happened. Oh, and that's one, of course. Now that is a show I would watch. Emily in Paris, not so much.
Emily in Reno,
yeah, that it's the Drake meme, which also makes an appearance later of the like, no, yes. Is it Drake? Who's in that meme? I don't know.
Yeah, it's Drake.
Okay. It's like, it just goes to show how much I pay attention to these things. Like,
yeah. But ever since I saw this months and months back at this point in time, this still is just top tier meme. Whomever is the OG of this meme, good on you, sir or madam. Chef's kiss.
Yeah. Yes. This could have gone in crossovers too, but like I left it in lol. Roses are red. Miss Patty's no rookie. But even she can't say, I slept with a Wookiee. I can't do the
I can't do it either. That was a really poor attempt.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry.
We need that woman who bought the Wookiee mask at Toys R Us and then just sat in her car and did a response video to it.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you've ever seen that, but if you haven't, Google it. It's just she's like, I was gonna buy a toy for my kid, and then I found a Wookiee mask, and she's like, now I just need to show it off to the universe. And it's a woman who's our age, just sitting in the front seat of her car, just with a Wookiee mask, and like it makes the noise, and it's just brilliant.
Oh my god. if it were me, I would probably do a whole rant about the scene in that mask.
Yeah. Noted.
Ideas for TikTok.
Amazon, ship me a Wookiee mask.
Yeah, my cosplay closet is growing thanks to this. Anyway. It's topical. It always works.
Ma?
Yeah?
Yeah? Guess what? Babette ate oatmeal. Yeah, she ate the oatmeal.
Put it on a t-shirt.
I'd wear it.
If it weren't the wrong number of words, I would have been like, this should have been the real ending. Could you imagine the entire thing was just a troll for this moment?
You know what? I would have loved it, and I would have, yeah, that'd be fine.
It's a step up for me, frankly.
Oh, boy.
Okay. I lied. This is one of my favorites. I left like my favorites for last. The Wookiee one, the last one. I am an Escarole.
Escarole. Oh, TJ.
Oh, man. He's just so funny. He doesn't even know what escrow is when he keeps pronouncing it escarole.
Because escarole is actually a delicious vegetable. I do enjoy it very much. So
I don't think I've ever had escarole.
It is quite yummy.
Is that an Italian thing?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'll have to try it. I mean, it looks good. I tend to like leafy vegetables.
Well, adding it to the list, I will make it for you one of these days.
Okay. Just his little head popping up next to the sign. I can't.
Oh.
And here we have the crossovers, starting with a classic. Sean Bean goes with everything. One doesn't simply binge all Gilmore Girls in a week.
You're right. They don't do it in a week. They do it in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Come at me with your amateur hour. It takes you a week. Okay.
Well, at 40 minutes an episode, like, I haven't done the math on it, but it would take you multiple days if you're sleeping.
I know it would. I'm
saying. Yeah.
One does not simply binge the revival in a week. And you're right. You don't. I did it in a weekend. Whoop-bam.
Yeah. Whoop-bam. You can watch the revival in a day because it's only like 6 hours.
6 hours. And I did.
Oh, see, I told you this meme would reappear.
There it is.
Yeah, Harry does, impute some nefarious stuff onto Snape and Malfoy, although he's not entirely wrong about them, especially Malfoy. He pegs Malfoy.
I mean, yes and no, because, you got Chamber of Secrets, and it's like, yeah, Malfoy, you were up to some shady-ish, polyjuice potion stuff, up to some shady you-know-what, but there definitely were instances throughout the course of Harry's 7 years at Hogwarts where it's like, we're literally just trying to get by and actually not have our own overlord kill us, so can you please just leave us alone? We're just trying not to die from multiple avenues. Thank you and good night.
But his overlord was Voldemort. And, he spends most of 6th year trying to find ways to kill Dumbledore. He curses a completely innocent girl. He breaks Harry's nose. He's not a good dude. Snape, again, is a more complex character in terms of, he still did some bad stuff. But some of it was in service of a larger plot that ultimately was beneficial to the world. So it's he still can't be completely absolved. But I do like that Snape's kind of low-key working for Dumbledore the whole time, and Harry is just so focused on it. He's like, I hate you.
Yep.
But yeah.
We could go on a rabbit hole. But
yeah, this is not a Harry Potter podcast.
Not right now.
We won't. Oh, I love this one because, yeah, I can absolutely see Lorelai and Phil Dunphy totally getting along.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing that, I loved about this meme from the moment I saw it, that it was a meme that said characters from different universes that I know would be lovers or partners, and they didn't peg them as that, but it's like, no. They're just going to be besties. And it tracks so much for me. Like, I actually don't foresee them ever being compatible in a romantic sort of field, but I could absolutely see these two people being best friends, and I love that this meme went there with that.
Yeah, part of me wonders if she would view him somewhat like Kirk, where it's just like, you know, I love you and I care about you, but you're so weird that you're also a bit of a subject of ridicule as well. Like, I'm thinking of the scene where Phil tries to prove that he's hip by doing the "we're all in this together" scene from High School Musical. And, you know, I think she would, you know, mock him the way she mocks everyone else, but secretly like totally respect him and vibe with him. I don't know. It's a funny one to me, but or the idea of the Dumfies living in Stars Hollow. That would be a crossover I would watch so hard.
Wow. Okay. Once again, thank you for giving me another reason, like just why I'm not going to sleep tonight. It's going to be 2:30 and my brain's going to be like, Claire Dunphy in Stars Hollow. I'm never going to turn off.
I wonder how Claire and Babette would get along at Halloween. I think Claire would really appreciate that whole gallows setup that they do and be like, I see you. Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking
I
about
feel like
like
the Dumfies
even
in Stars Hollow would be
even like just pairing up like 3 kids, just being like, who do they get along with?
Alex and Rory would be quite a
Alex
matchup.
and Rory are definitely.
Or and Paris, throw her in there too. Haley and Dean. Haley would definitely go after Dean.
Haley would go after everybody. Let's be real.
Yeah. Oh, man. A girl can dream. Oh, another one of my favorite crossovers.
Oh, is that you? Is that you?
Yeah.
I thought we had a picture of you in here.
Yeah. I totally like to spend Christmas in the Cotswolds in a cute little cottage, bundled up and watching Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite holiday movies. I always watch it. I made Dan watch it with me last year. He had never seen it, but I love it. Jude Law was a real babe in the holiday.
Yeah, still is.
Yeah. True. Jude Law's just a babe.
Yeah.
Oh, this one hurts. Oh no. One of my favorite movies, but like, oh god, this cuts.
Liar.
Sad.
Oh, Edward.
Yeah.
Would you ever want, not to tangentialize this too much, but like, would you ever want them to like AI insert Edward back into a revival, or just like, no, just that's too disrespectful?
I wouldn't go so far as to say disrespectful, but I don't see this being the kind of show that needs that. I think you can get by on what they did in I think the way they did it in the revival was good. They honored it and they flashed back to it using existing footage, and they didn't have to alter or insert and sort of like make him say anything he never said. I think if we were to get more Richard, I would want it to be in the form of a prequel. I don't see Amy thinking AI Richard is a good idea in any circumstance. I think she'd just be like, no, why would we ever do that?
Fair.
Oh, another excellent movie. An oldie but a goodie.
Yeah. This meme made me want to go back and watch this. I haven't revisited that in maybe like 2 or 3 years. It hasn't been super long, but like long enough where it's like, you know, maybe it's time. But yeah, also a mood.
Yeah. I watched it with Dan in London because he had never seen it, but it was like my childhood, so had to make him watch that. I also made him watch Clueless, which was good times. He's a big fan of Scrubs, so I was like, it has Donald Edison Faison. But yeah, those damn Dawson's River kids sleeping in each other's beds. Oh. And the whole one of my favorites is Joey showing Bianca his 2 headshots. And she's like, which one do you like? Or he's like, which one do you like better? And she's like, I think the white one. It makes you look more pensive. Damn, I was going for thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
Love that one. Anyway, moving on. Yep, also
Again,
me.
Well, I was about to say tag me, but that's absolutely just tag you.
Yeah. I have to watch TV to fall asleep. So it's often Gilmore. Sometimes it's Modern Family. Sometimes it's How I Met Your Mother, Friends. And lately it's been Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
The 90s one, not the Netflix one.
All understandable and excellent choices.
Yeah. Lin Kim gets married and has twin boys. With Dave Rogalski, right? Rogalski, right?
Spoiler. No
About
dice.
that. Sorry, Padme. It's not how it turns out. No. One more Star Wars one. I love this one. Twist it. Turn it. Do it. I regularly reference the whole Palpatine. Do it. So this one is perfection.
Yep. Oh boy.
I'm going to let you explain this one because, as previously mentioned, I've never seen Twilight, and I only included this, or sort of like remotely understood it, because of the cat funeral. So I'm like, there has to be something good here.
So I will say I have seen all of the Twilight films. I've read all of the books. Come at me if you have a problem with that. It is what it is. But the whole concept of this scene is that in the second Twilight movie, Taylor Lautner, aka Jacob on Top, answers the phone, and it's initially the love interest, Robert Pattinson, as Edward, calling in saying like, "Oh, she can't come to the phone," or her father can't come to the phone right now because he's arranging a funeral, which leads Robert Pattinson to believe that the father is arranging a funeral because the daughter, his love interest, has died, and then he goes into a very unhealthy, toxic downward spiral. Yeah, just so again.
Way to jump to conclusions, Edward.
Yeah. So he I'll just say like just instantly crushes his cell phone and then it's just like, I'm just gonna stop existing and go try and get myself offed because the love of my life no longer exists and therefore life has no meaning. Super healthy perpetuation of how to exist in the world within relationships, and just, yeah, it's good stuff. But what I love about this meme is that it is essentially true. Like, can't come to the phone, arranging a cat for your funeral, which if you had dialed up a bet that night, that's what she's doing.
Yeah. And there is a bit of a downward spiral here on Emily's part.
You can't come to Claudia's wedding because you're going to a cat funeral.
What's next? A raccoon's wedding?
Yeah.
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 Okay, wow, that was even weirder than I thought the answer was going to be to that, like what the context of this was. And it doesn't make me want to watch Twilight. So another Twilight one. This one's a little more straightforward. The whole eternal life. I'm a vampire and over 100 years old and still creeping on a teenage girl. You don't look a day over 106. Wait, was Fran a vampire?
Fran can be whatever she wants to be with the cakes and the goodies that she is churning out. So, yeah.
Could you imagine that plot twist, though? Or like a Halloween episode where Fran is a vampire?
Yeah. Can we get that? Can that be, again, reality?
We'd need a time machine because Linda Porter is no longer with us, but please? you know, it's fine. We'll just tear open the space-time fabric. Nobody needs it.
Also, just piggyback, Trix as a vampire.
Oh, that absolutely tracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like, I get it, but I haven't seen all of the Jurassic movies. So, but velociraptors are always fun in my book.
Yep. I think this is just like a joke on like, the whole like life finds a way concept, because within the Jurassic Park films, that was always the thing, like life is going to find a way. Even if you breed all these dinosaurs to be one specific gender, they're still going to find a way to bring about the next generation. I'll put it that way, as to not be so crude. Life finds a way. And yeah, that's what those dinos did.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, this is, yes, 11 out of 10.
Yeah, you'll know this one.
Yeah. I haven't read the books yet, but I did see the first Timothée Chalamet movie. Haven't seen the one with Kyle MacLachlan. Apparently it's pretty silly. But the Denis Villeneuve Dune is fantastic, and I think part 2 will be great. But Rune.
Rune.
Oh my god. He's such fertile ground for memeing. And this is
He really is
amazing. Yep. Yep. We are all minions just looking up and waiting for the overlord to provide us with
just with
anything.
What do you want, Amy?
Yeah.
Like, what is it going to take at this point in time? Like, is it my soul? Is it my right arm? Is it my bank account? All 3 are up for grabs. You just tell me your price.
What Faustian bargain do I have to strike to get a little more Gilmore Girls? On that note, again, this is a bit of a tangent, and we're running kind of long, but do you think Gilmore Girls needs more episodes? Or should, considering this is the way she wanted to end it, should we just leave sleeping dogs lying? Let the sleeping dog lie.
It's so hard because, like, you always need to, I feel like any fan always needs to check themselves on, like, the question of need versus want. And so obviously all of us want it, but just, I will still say, yeah, I think we need more. I feel like there were still so many plot points and character arcs that were just left largely untouched or unsatisfied from a viewer standpoint. Like, it needs to be done well, but yeah, I do think we need a bit more for appropriate closure.
Yeah, I would say that from a plot perspective, I mean, yeah, there were some things I would have liked to see more of. Like, I would have liked to see the full large-scale wedding of Lorelai and Luke in the town square, and some of the fallout of what happened. But I don't really have like unanswered questions necessarily, or at least ones that like truly niggle at me. Like, I'm pretty sure who the baby daddy is, and like, so to me, it's not necessarily a cliffhanger. It's not an open question necessarily. It's more of like it's the beginning of a whole new cycle now, and that's fine by me. The reason I would want more would be character development that was lacking, or character completion that feels more satisfying than what we got, because what we got felt like almost I'll get more into this in future episodes too, but it felt like a little bit of a, I'm gonna do what I want and screw you, I don't care if you're happy with this kind of thing. And I think that's kind of an immature way to produce art. And so I would like to see a little more care and time given to certain characters and arcs that really deserve them.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So it's more character than plot for me on needing more, shall we say.
Yeah.
I like this one. Yeah, pretty much. Anytime I'm a little grumpy, I'm like, Gilmore Girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
also, excellent reference to Aristocats.
Yep.
one of my OG faves.
Yep.
There's nothing to say about this except Kirk is weird.
I will say, like, just the crossovers sometimes, like, there have been some really spectacular ones over the past week or two. I've seen, like, it's called, like, hashtag Forks Hollow as, like, the crossover for these memes. And I just saw this one and I was like, you just need to throw it up there.
So this is Twilight again? I didn't know what this was.
Oh, yeah, this is Twilight.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, this is
we have
a bunch of just, like, vampires doing their vampire thing in the room, and Kirk's just there, just like, all right. And I was like,
yeah,
amazing.
That's Kirk. Speaking of Kirk, he's doing something strange and disturbing. Oh, this is such a good one because it's actually Kirk. I love it. Sean Gunn is so talented, and yeah, just his mocap work in DC. Flawless crossover. Love it. Ooh, another like votey one. Best villain. The Swan.
Do you know who's on the left?
Is that Amadeus? Like the
No. It's more Twilight Girl.
Oh, is this Interview with the Vampire?
It's
something Anne Rice?
No, it's actually like from the Twilight series, films, whatever, but like on the left is like essentially vampire royalty.
Oh. Okay. Now I'm still going with the Swan. It's the best villain because it's so unexpected. Royalty is always the villain.
Yeah.
As are vampires. Well, maybe not always, but like.
I'm telling you, the fandom, like, I love the GG fandom and they're hilarious, but they will get very nuanced with their crossovers sometimes. And again, over the past few weeks, the past week or two, there's just been a lot of Twilight GG crossover memes. And I'm just like, maybe I love it more or find it funny more because I know the context behind it, but I'm just like, it's good. They're creating some good stuff.
Yet another crossover. I'm gonna go with Edward is the bigger red flag.
Oh yes, 1,000%.
Again, 109-year-old vampire courting teenage girl.
Hey, I like watching you when you sleep at night.
Just can someone get this man some garlic bread?
Yeah.
I was watching Sabrina earlier, of course, and I just passed the episode where I think it's Cisco. I don't know, a rapper guest stars as a vampire, and they make a horror movie. And they're coming up with all kinds of. Sabrina figures out that he's a vampire, and she's like, "Hey, would you like some garlic bread?" And he's like. And they're like, Sabrina, of course he wouldn't want garlic bread. He's about to do a kissing scene. They keep coming up with
that's
explanations.
That's
yeah. And then when she tries to conjure a steak to kill him, she conjures like meat instead of a wooden steak. Yeah.
Yep.
I love Sabrina. It's just, it knows what it is and it understands the assignment and it's hilarious. So anyways, moving on. We're into anvils.
Anvils.
I'm gonna try to go through these ones a little faster because we've been going a long time and there's still like so many good ones left.
Yep.
Do the anvils visit often? Yeah, all the time. Lie better. Oh my god. Again, don't totally understand the context, but like
you don't need to. Anyone who's watching this, if they're familiar with both the universes, like you just get it and you appreciate it and it's good stuff.
This is so good. I miss the anvil posting bandwagon. We gotta strike while the iron's hot. Oh, such a good dad joke. Oh my god.
I was about to say, get out of my head.
Oh, the assimilation is complete. We know this.
Mm-hmm. You got me an anvil. We got you an anvil.
Every 18-year-old girl's dream graduation present. Anvil.
Yeah.
It's the one with a bow on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So good. A little Parks and Rec crossover that
There it is.
Anvil related. Yeah, I just gotta be honest. I don't know what the deal is. Get out.
Yep.
Suddenly I want waffles. Wonder what that's about.
I don't know. Man, you're killing me with these breakfast foods. I literally want to go into the kitchen and make pancakes and eggs right now.
Yeah. Also, rip Lil Sebastian.
Oh, stop.
Why does this work? Anvils works in so replace a word in almost any sentence with anvil and it's still funny. I don't know how that happens. Your anvils are totally bigger than mine.
Stars in their anvils.
Milo Ventimiglia spills the tea on where all the anvils went. Brittany, Gwyneth, Julia, Katie, Chelsea, Brandy, and Velina. The anvil disease. Anvil fashion. Smooth anvil secrets.
Dirty.
That certainly calls for a dirty. Anvils are back. Cool new ways to meme them.
You know what? Put this magazine on a counter. I'm going home with it.
The all anvil magazine. My face hurts. I can't with this.
How to tell your anvil you've had sex.
Oh my god. Oh, absolute gold. Okay. See, again, it still works. It still works.
Yes. You need to read this one out because this is you.
Hockey puck, rattlesnake, anvil, underpants. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All you.
I'm gonna have to zoom in on this one. The text is a little bit small. I am literally, you should read this one.
All right. You're gonna wake up one morning, walk out, and pow! Anvils coming out of your yin yang. I'm gonna have anvils coming out of my yin yang. Then maybe you'll finally feel the weight of your selfish and entitled behavior. Oh man, that's good. Oh Lord. Okay.
That's just painful though.
In more ways than one.
Yep. I'll read this one. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and the anvil. That is really bad coffee.
I like Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and the anvil. That's. I'm gonna see if I can remember to work that into my vernacular.
I was about to say that needs to be a thing.
Yeah. It's not going to happen. Stop trying to make anvils happen.
Girl, it has happened.
Oh my god. He left a list of anvils he wanted buried with him. Oh my god.
Not so ubiquitous anymore.
Oh, Uncle Louie, we had no idea you were so into anvils. Okay, all you.
Okay. Well, only blacksmiths have 2 glasses of wine at lunch. Well, then buy me an anvil and drive me to Reno because I have open for business.
So good. Again, it makes everything funny. Oh, this one's good. There should be 1,000 yellow anvils. Not 1,001, not 999. 1,000. Yeah.
Where did all the anvils go?
The Independence Inn, apparently.
Yep.
Kirk must have had fun delivering that.
Mm-hmm. We hung this heart curtain to hide the anvils.
Poor Emily. Shocked to see all those anvils in that pudding show.
No child should grow up in that environment.
No. I love this one too. It's an anvil. Oh, we needed an anvil. Why? I don't know.
We just did.
Our house is burning, and you can save the anvil or me. What do you choose? That's not fair. The anvil doesn't have legs.
Oh,
The
man.
possibilities are endless with anvils.
Oh, they really are. This went on for months and months, and I just remember, like, I never knew that we were gonna do a meme episode, but I was just saving them just because I'm like, these are too good to not just have for a reference point, and I'm just so glad I did here and now. Because welcome to Fear Factor. My name's Joe Rogan. For this next challenge, you're gonna have to create a Gilmore Girls bit posting meme that doesn't mention anvils.
I can
For
think of a better.
$50,000.
I can think of a better use for anvils when it comes to Joe Rogan, but okay.
You know what? I will say this. Like, I know what followed up the anvil meme craze. I'm not going to put a name to it because just nope, don't want to go there. But I miss the anvil phase. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I'm intrigued and a little disturbed. But again, this is how the show should have ended. Still better than what we got.
Hey, Mom? Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah? I found the anvils.
Again, would have just been the perfect capper to the series. Like, it would have been that deep cut callback that everyone will get and just die laughing at.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be like, damn, you got me there.
Yep.
And here's where we sort of cross from anvils into culture. This Barbie is ubiquitous.
Well, you know, this Barbie is insisting that the cheese be put into individual bags.
I need an Emily Gilmore Barbie. I really do. And then, of course, there's all the Swiftie stuff, especially with dating Travis Kelce. What's a football game last? Hour and a half? Longer than an hour and a half? Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Yeah. Get on that bandwagon, Swifties. The time has come.
Mm-hmm. I think they're there.
I like football.
Well, you know, there goes the maddest woman this town has ever seen.
Yeah.
No one likes a mad, mad woman. What a shame she went mad. Not quoting lyrics.
No. Nobody compares Lorelai Gilmore to Taylor Swift. That's never happened.
Nope.
I like this one. Yes. Yes, Taylor. I, too, am crying over Logan and Rory breaking up and her not accepting his proposal.
I'm not.
One of the worst.
You do you, Rory. You give back that ring.
We'll get into this later. Now is not the time. Okay, now we're into the, like, quarantine version of memes because, like, those were pretty strong when the time came. And yeah, quarantine lessons available 24/7 in Stars Hollow. We have said it before, but we need a pandemic special.
Yep.
Again, oldie but a goodie. Oh, so good. Yeah. April comes in like a wrecking ball to the show, and COVID came in like a wrecking ball to all of our lives. Another solid, like, my plans versus 2020. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Christopher was the curveball.
Nope, I'm not. Just move on. Not even gonna say it.
This is $75,000. Do you have a pen? $75,000. Oh my God, you could buy 3 dozen eggs with this.
Yep.
It's not that bad anymore, but it's like, it still hurts and hits.
No, I remember eggs being like $8 a dozen, and I was just like, so I guess I'll just not eat. Like,
I never saw them that expensive. I think at max I saw them maybe like $5.79 Canadian for a dozen.
Yeah, it got bad.
I don't know, man. It was just maybe something that didn't touch my particular area. But yeah, still relevant to this day with all that inflation.
Yep.
Oh my God. Oh, these, okay. Are these in bad taste? Probably. Do we care? Not really.
Yeah, I was about to say we're sorry, but we're kind of not sorry. Come at
I'm
us or
sorry.
don't, but like
I'm sorry for the young guy, the like 17 or 18-year-old whose dad was like, we should do this together. Everybody else, I'm just like, you made your choice.
Yeah. I'm not unsympathetic to anybody's death.
Yeah.
And again, these memes were not created by us. We are just highlighting what we have found on the interwebs, but this exists and someone made it for a reason. And I'll leave it there.
Yeah, it's the eat the rich mentality that runs throughout Gilmore Girls, and the critical thread of people talking about this disaster. Obviously it's sad. Nobody wants to hear that something like this has happened. It's totally horrifying, but at the same time, it's one of those things where like, you're telling me you didn't understand the risks here. It's like when Logan like base jumps off of a cliff in Costa Rica and his chute doesn't open. I'm like, did you not see that coming with how well this trip was planned?
I mean, I feel like I've said it before, just even with talking to you. Like, I remember as a kid, like, just playing with my friends, and we would throw a quarter to the bottom of the swimming pool. And it's like, okay, someone go dive in and get it. And you would be going 10 feet down in the swimming pool to get to the bottom to retrieve the quarter. And even at 10 feet down, I remember I was just like, I am uncomfortable. My body's feeling pressure from this water and from the compactness of it, and I'm only 10 feet down. Y'all went miles down in a submersible that was not meant to account for that. So I'm just, no.
Yeah.
Don't get me started again. Just, your body was not meant for that. Nope.
Yeah. Although this absolutely seems like something Lorelai would say to Strobe.
Yep.
I like the billionaire sub memes. What?
Lorelai.
Bush has a tiny head. Oh, see, orcas had nothing to do with the Titan from what I can tell, but like the orcas thing is still kind of funny. Not funny, but funny. Morbidly funny. But this is good. This is real good. The orcas are rising up, folks. We've had it coming for years. It started with Free Willy.
Just be smart, people. Just be smart. You know what? This tracks.
This is your regular PSA to get out and vote, participate in your democracy. As a political science major, I think I would have my degree rescinded if they found out I wasn't voting. So, oh, this one's too good. Oh,
we do not normally get too political here, but just read it for yourselves.
But again, I think he had it coming.
It's interesting. Like, I don't want to equate Paris and
DJT, but like,
but
the quote works.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Something a little lighter.
Yep.
I'd go see it. I'd go to the Palenka tour. Yeah.
I actually, like, when I saw this, like, I had like a brief like millisecond of being like, wait, is that actually a real thing? Like, when are tickets on sale? And then I was like, oh man.
You can still see the like layer of Palenka's like real shoulders.
Like, I was ready to buy in and be like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be like in Atlantic City or I think it was the Niagara Falls, and I'm like, they're gonna be here. Wait, what? And I was like, no, that's just a joke. And then I was like, damn it.
Yeah, I will absolutely go to Niagara Falls, Ontario to see Palenka. The dog, not the man.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Why won't you move? Oh, you know what? Apparently we can't have more than 100 slides. I think this is the universe telling us that this is where this episode has to end, because it's already been an hour and 34 minutes.
Yeah. You know what? Trust us when we say we had hundreds of more memes in the backlog that you did not see this time around. We may or may not bring them back. We'll have to see. But at the very least, we hope that you have enjoyed the ones that we have delivered to you this Friday night for dinner. They have delighted us over the past few weeks and months, and we were just excited to share them.
Indeed. I'm really sad that we didn't get to the whole why would you say something so controversial yet so brave category, but some of the ones in there were so good for actual conversation that like we could just do a handful of those and that would make an episode unto itself where it's less like flip through. So I'm like, yeah. Yeah, so maybe we'll pick this back up. Like, you know, if this episode is well received and you guys want more of this, then we can do it. First time we're trying this, so we'll see how it goes. But other than that, that kind of wraps us up here. Next week, it's American Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving has already passed for me, but we are going to do a Thanksgiving special and talk about all the Thanksgiving episodes on the show and sort of break down all the juicy character dynamics that happen over turkey or tofurkey, if you're Mrs. Kim.
Yep. Come back and join us for that. In the meantime, if you do want more meme episodes down the line, and if you have any memes that you would like to share with us that you did not see in this slideshow, send us an email. Our email is in the description below. You can just email those images to us there. We'd always love to see more of them that we can incorporate. And as always, please just go back and watch some of our old episodes if you want more Gigi content. Always do those YouTube things for us. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel. It's one click below, and it really does help us out. And we're always so grateful for that support.
Indeed. And on that note, we'll see you next Friday for Thanksgiving dinner.
Enjoy, y'all.
Bye.
Oh, go Bills.
Go Bills. They play tomorrow. My Chelsea Blues played earlier today and tied Man City, who are number 1 on the table right now, which puts us at like 10th. Woo!
Woo!
Sundays are for football, but in this case, it's the other kind of, the original kind of football.
Both foosballs.
Both foosballs. Anyway, we'll see you
have
for
a good night, y'all.
Thanksgiving dinner next week.
Bye.
Bye.